Okay, so this video is going to be how to fade a color of chalk pastel into white. A couple of notes before you get started. Chalk pastel is basically compressed powder, so it's very smeary to the touch. So if you're working with something that's sticky to the touch, you're working with oil pastels rather than chalk. The way that the chalk reacts versus the oil is entirely different to one another. Okay, so this one you're actually going to smear with your finger towards the end, and I'm going to give you an option on how to do that. Oil pastel, you can't really do that without peeling some of the color off the paper. Okay, so first things first, pretty please make sure that these are cleaned off. You'll notice that this chalk pastel actually has a little bit of tape on it. The reason I put that there is just to keep it from breaking. So I need to actually kind of peel this down a little bit before I get started. Hopefully it won't break on me. Okay, so I have something that looks like that. So first thing you're going to ask yourself, which of these two colors is darker? Probably this red. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is on the left hand side, press really hard, let up to medium pressure, let up to lightest pressure, and then bring the white back in. Okay, couple things as I'm working here. So I'm pressing kind of hard with this. I'm doing this on an index card this time just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Okay, as I go across the page, I'm letting up the pressure so I can see more of the white of the paper showing through. And I'm letting up here, let me shift this over, letting up here to my lightest pressure. I'm doing a bad job at this. Okay, and see how I took the color off the card in most cases, and see how I have that little white strip? This is to allow the second color to come all the way through. If you allow a little space for your second color to come through, it creates a more dramatic fade where it fades from one color entirely into the other. I like drama in my fades, so that's why I always do that. So with this one, the second color always acts as the blender. So if you're going to press really hard with this one, 3/4 of the way through the opposite direction, you'll notice, still pressing hard, you'll notice that it's basically creating different versions of pink. How cool is that? Let me shift this over. See how I'm holding this card down as I'm doing this? You're going to have to do that too. All right, and right in here when the little flecks of white of the paper start to go away, I'm going to start to let off my pressure. So all that white went away. So I let off right there. So I had my area of pure red. I'm going to add a little bit more in, a little more red on this side. Now at this point in time, I'm going to give you the option as the artist how you want to smear this. Okay. A lot of times I was telling kids to smear from lightest into darkest. Or I think I'm going to give you guys the option of smearing from darkest into lightest. Reason being, you got to make the choice as an artist and figure out which values or versions of the color you're missing. Okay, am I missing more of my lighter values, my medium values, or my darker values? Okay, I kind of feel like I'm missing some of my darker tints of red in here, so I'm actually going to smear from darkest into lightest. Rather than the opposite way. So I'm making that call as an artist. You're going to do what you think is right. Couple notes, my fingers kind of look horrible. So if I have like something dark on my fingers right now that's not related to the colors in here, I might want to wash up or wipe up before I do the smeary part. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just with my finger set the powder. So like I said before, I'm actually going to smear from darkest to lightest. Okay, and I have something that looks like this. That actually looks pretty decent. I think yours is going to look better. My edges look pretty horrible. Okay, so at this point in time, I think I'm done with this. I don't know. Good luck.